Edmonton XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we welcome you in the final show of the week. Final show before I head off to Hotlanta for our trip to the SEC Media Days. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
And that means it's on now.
That's right.
It's on. You head there, it's on. And end of the week, this is kind of we are kind of wrapping up what are the heart and soul of the offseason. You know that? I mean the whole offseason stuff really kind of you think the Friday before the media days. You know what? I mean, it's kind of like the last.
This is it.
This is kind of the last off-season day.
Yeah, because, there'll be a lot of stuff, obviously, next week, college football-wise, in terms of news, whether it's specific to a team or whether it's just where the sport is going with, all the multitude of variables, NIL, portal, CBA, playoff expansion, NCAA tournament expansion in basketball. So, it's going to be a very newsy week next week, and then camp begins. And obviously in the NFL. So it's here. We have made it, and maybe one of these nights I'll start to sleep.
You that's exactly right, because I know you're looking forward to it and ready for it. So we got a lot of things to talk about today on the program. I am going to look ahead since the next time you hear from me, you'll be on vacation next week. Next time you hear from me, I'll be at the SEC Media Days. Kind of look ahead a little bit. I'll not exactly a team-by-team thing, but we're going to go through surprises, expectations. Is there a sleeper team? Is there a team that could – who's the most likely to disappoint? Who's the best player in the conference? Who are the best players around? And part of that is we talked about DJ Lagway earlier in the week. There was a story written today this week. I don't remember who wrote it. But asking the question, is DJ Lagway the most overrated player in the country? Did you see that story?
I did.
Chris Marler, maybe?
Was it a story or just somebody tweeting something?
No,
it
was a story. Chris Marler, I think, the not Kegs and Eggs. What does he go by? Oh,
I have no
Vern
idea.
Funquist. Chris Marler, who goes by Vern Funquist.
That sounds legit.
Well, he's a Saturday Down South guy, but he poses an interesting question that I think is worth having a conversation.
Sure,
and he's not the most overrated player in the country, but the point he's making is, does Lagway's statistics not equal a player that some people are thinking are a Heisman contender?
Right, and I think the response that I saw, which is what I think the correct reaction should be, is this is the kind of thing that you would say if you just looked at the stats of a player didn't watch any of his games last year. Because statistically, DJ Lagway didn't, blow anybody away. But did you watch him play? I mean, for being a true freshman,
which is
going in a world of super seniors all around him on defense in that league. So you're a true freshman playing against some of the best defenses in college football that are littered with guys that are 22 and 23 or first round picks that are leaving early, very little in between. You're playing on one leg for basically your entire run as the starter, and you win every game except for one, and the one that you didn't win was one you got injured in, and I believe that Florida would have absolutely had a chance to win that game against Georgia if Lagway plays the whole game. I mean, if you watch DJ Lagway play, you can see a superstar in the making. At least you can see the signs of it. Was he careless with the ball in the bowl game against Tulane? Absolutely. Threw some picks that you can't throw. But he's a true freshman. I mean, he shouldn't even be out there yet. So, again, I mean, it is somebody that watched every snap of him, obviously. I couldn't be more optimistic about him as a talent. We'll see, health-wise, but I mean, I don't think he's going to be stopped very often in college football with the skills he has, the poise he has in the pocket to step up and deliver the ball downfield. His eyes don't drop. I mean, he keeps his eyes downfield and is looking to burn you 40 yards and beyond and delivers the ball well. So I mean, to me, I looked at his stat line and saw that he threw 9 picks and not that many touchdowns and didn't really run. And I wrote a story about that he's the most overrated player in the country. That's my take on how that probably evolved into whatever story this is.
And we'll get into that. And I will pose again. I think he's going to be very good too. But I'll pose the devil's advocate side of what I think people are saying. So we'll certainly get into that coming up today on the program as well. Jaguars have one more. Week and a half before the rookies report on the 19th. That's 8 days from now. Realize that? They report a week from tomorrow.
I'm ready.
Rookies report a week from tomorrow in what will be one of the most intriguing, certainly one of the most intriguing camps in a long, long time, and really one of the most intriguing seasons.
2 weeks from today, we'll be talking about the third practice of training camp. Yeah, they won't be in pads yet, but we'll be talking on this show 2 weeks from today. We will be talking about what we saw from the third training camp practice.
Yeah,
so it is here.
Yeah, absolutely it is. So we got a lot of fun stuff to do that we'll certainly talk about today on the program. We'll certainly continue along. So we got a lot of fun stuff we'll do on the program. I do want to get into some of the other fun stuff going on. Home Run Derby is Monday night. JJ, do you love the Home Run Derby? Because you're a baseball guy more than a.
I don't watch it.
Yeah, because you're not. That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. Do you?
I might this year because it's Acuna in Atlanta, but he was in it before, and I just didn't.
But
really
it doesn't move the needle for you, does it?
No, when I was a kid, though, I loved it.
Yeah.
Like I remember the one in Fenway with Mark McGwire and Griffey, and they brought Ted Williams out, and every year up until I was like 12 or 13, and then I kind of got over it.
Yeah,
and they change the rules every year. It's not for me.
Yeah, it's
a TV day off for me.
And is Hayes, is the Home Run Derby the best skills contest, or is the
I
dunk
think it's
contest?
the dunk contest if you have the stars.
If you have the dunkers,
yes,
right.
Then I think it's the dunk contest because I think, at least for me, there's something more aesthetic pleasing about a 10 dunk than a ball in batting practice getting hit 460 feet. So for me, it would be the dunk contest, but they're both great. I don't know that there's a great third because none of the football ones do anything for me.
And the basketball one where they like pass and shoot a free throw and dribble. It's
right.
like, well, we know they can do that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need to see a bounce pass go into a net to be entertained. So there isn't another one.
What about the 3-point challenge?
Yeah, if I had to watch a third one, it would be the 3-point challenge. And like I said, I don't watch hockey. Hockey may have some great, slap shot things that are fantastic. I don't watch enough hockey to appreciate that. So yeah, for me it would be, and like I said, the football ones are just brutally awful to watch.
The quarterback throwing just through like brutal. A barrel.
Yeah, just ridiculous.
So we'll certainly talk about the skills contest coming up in a bit as well. Golf in the British Open. It's next week, and we'll do our picks. We'll do our picks today. But I want to. Do you love watching the British Open?
Absolutely, it's a 10 for 10.
Do you wake up to watch it? You watch it when you wake up.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I mean, to wake up to watch it, you'd be getting up at like 4 a.m. I'm definitely not doing that. But like our dogs wake me up at between 6:30 and 7 in the morning to go out and be fed. And so usually I'll just go back to sleep. But if the British Open is on, that's where I'll stay up, I'll have coffee, and at that point I'll watch the rest of I'll do that with probably the Scottish Open this weekend. Well, I mean, we're flying, so I guess that'd be, but if I was home and not getting ready to leave, I would absolutely once the dogs woke me up, I'd stay up and watch the Scottich Open.
Yeah,
the British Open for me, 10 out of 10 event.
Yeah, how about you, JJ? Same?
Oh, I wake up real early
to watch it.
I'm like the 3 a.m. wake up, really piss off my wife guy.
So you set the alarm to watch.
Oh yeah, it's my I love the Masters, but it's my favorite major. It always has been. I love the old course at St. Andrews, and they're there every few years. But I love the TV coverage, how you can watch it because it stays light on forever there. So it's like 3 a.m. to 5 p.m. here. It's all day. I absolutely love the British Open. It's the links golf. You never see it on TV except for a couple times a year here. Yeah, I'm all in. It's my favorite tournament.
All right, and and one other thing we'll do today. I got a tennis question for you. A serious one. Now that obviously Joker lost, obviously in straight sets to Sinner, who's the best player now. now that Federer, Nadal, and Joker are no longer the man, what kind of a drop, and I'm asking it seriously, what kind of a drop-off will that be? Not to the level of play, because they're still great players, but to the star value in tennis. Significant?
Well, it sounds like, they've got a great wave coming in.
They do.
Alcaraz is going for his third straight Wimbledon crown. Sinner is going for his fourth major.
Yep.
They just had an
those two are great
unbelievable
players.
French Open final, and Sinner's like 23 and Alcaraz is like 22. So those guys are here to stay. So it could be reminiscent of that. Because remember, Djokovic didn't come on until about year 7 or 8 of Federer and Nadal. Like
Right.
Federer broke first, but then Nadal was maybe a year or two behind him in terms of becoming a superstar. And then it was sort of the two of them for several years. And then Novak Djokovic sort of joined the party and ended up overtaking them. So, I certainly think a third guy, could come along. But right now, I mean, they look like they're in great shape in terms of the top two guys. And they're really young. So they probably you're probably getting ready to see a new wave of exactly what we just saw of 3 players dominating the sport.
So Djokovic is 38, and obviously not the player, nor should he be that he once was. Says he wants to keep playing. Says he wants to, but I don't. And again, I don't follow tennis closely, but I'm following this story because I know in other sports, I don't want to see guys that don't have it anymore. I still think some of the saddest things I've watched as a sports fan was Willie Mays striking out with the Mets and falling down in the batter's box, was Johnny Unitas limping around with the Chargers, and Joe Namath barely able to get off the bench with the Rams. Will tennis fans feel that way or no?
Well,
that's my feeling.
I mean, he just lost in the Wimbledon semifinal.
Very good
so,
point.
I mean, it was a good run.
Yeah,
And then he lost to the number one player in the world.
He got to the Final Four.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would think that he's going to have to decline further. And my guess, these guys normally, I can't remember a tennis player that was at that level that had a 3 or 4 year run to close his or her career where they just became an average journeyman that was lucky to make like a quarterfinal at a Grand Slam event. So
they always seem to get to like the quarters.
Yeah. So my guess is like it's going to take a little bit more of a decline.
He's hurt a lot, though.
Yeah. And so, I mean, he's clearly towards the end, but I don't think like the loss today signifies that like he has no business being out there. I mean, he's still very good to elite. It's just, there's two young guys, a 23 and a 22-year-old that are ready to take over the sport.
Yeah, so it's certainly going to be interesting to see the way all that plays out. I got a lot of things to talk about today on the program. Glad you're with us. We'll start with the SEC Media Days. We're going to be there on Monday. Some storylines you might be watching. That's how we'll kick off the program on a Friday. Our Friday's always brought to you by our friends at Big Chief Tire Company. Man, it was good being out at that 6th location of Big Chief. That one's in Mandarin. We were there a few weeks ago. You know they're in Orange Park. There's 2 locations on the west side, 1 on the south side, 6 in town now. That north side location as well. If you need tires, brakes, automotive service, oil change, go to people you can trust and you've been able to trust for over 60 years. Big Chief Tire, that means Jacksonville, and that means they're doing it right. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's talk some college football. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
You know how superheroes have these secret identities?
Who is that girl?
She's Lauren Brooks.
I'm 1/3 of an elite crime-fighting team backed by an anonymous millionaire.
On Helmets and Heels from noon to 2.
At your service.
On 1010XL.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and my knee was getting worse, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
It's Christmas in July at Beard's Diamonds with as much as 40% off everything in the store. Maybe it's time to treat yourself to a fabulous fashion ring, necklace, or bracelet. You can do it now and save as much as 40% off Beard's already unbeatable prices. And don't forget, Beard's is the town center's locally owned diamond superstore. Don't settle for the corporate chain store experience when you can get the value, service, and attention you deserve. Don't miss Christmas in July. Save up to 40% exclusively at Beard's Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about letting things roll off of your back. So often we can make big deals out of things that are not really big deals. We can allow them to steal the joy of our day. But let me remind you that don't allow anyone or anything to steal the joy of today. Go out today not letting little things steal the big things that God has in store for you.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
Frank Frangie here for South State Bank. South State has helped our businesses and charity grow and thrive. Whether you're expanding your operations, managing cash flow, or planning for the future, South State Bank offers forward-thinking, tailored solutions to meet your unique business needs. With expert guidance and best-in-class service, South State is here to help you move your business forward. Visit southstatebank.com or stop by your local branch today. Let South State become your partner in taking your business to the next level. That's South State Bank, member FDIC.
Hunters know patience is part of the game.
Just got to keep hunting.
Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Faber, and Captain Kirk Waltz on the Nimnicht Outdoors Show. Presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Saturday morning from 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here for Bono's Pit Barbecue. Summer is here, and that means it's time to feast on delicious Bono's St. Louis ribs. The small and large rib platters are at a low price to beat the summer heat, and you get 2 southern sides and garlic toast with each platter. It's an unbelievable deal that won't last long, so head to Bono's today to get your St. Louis ribs platter. I'm hungry now just talking about it. Head to Bono's today, and remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Bueller,
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, buddy, why so glum?
Stinky ice cubes, Jason. It's all downhill from here.
What?
The tap water at my place smells kind of funky. Funky tap water makes funky ice cubes. I meet a nice girl, invite her back to my place for a cocktail, and blow my whole romantic gesture with a mojito that smells like dog's feet.
Wait, I can totally make you way cooler.
I'm not taking your charity ice cubes, Jason. I have my pride.
Your pride is safe. Our plumbers can be at your house the day you call and install a whole home water purification system. Water tastes better, dishes come out cleaner, even your hair feels better after you shower.
Ooh, the ladies love a man with soft hair, don't they, Jason?
Life moves pretty fast. If you spend every day worried about the water in your own home, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Here's Linda Beaver.
The dog days of summer are here, and so are the hottest deals of the year. Whether you're hauling down the street, cruising on the beach, or just escaping the heat, we have the ride you're looking for and the wow you experience you deserve. Save big on select models with sizzling summer savings, low financing, and limited time bonus cash on all trades. So don't sweat it. Come beat the heat at Beaver Automotive, where the summer deals will wow you.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
David here with Royal Pest Services. It's back. Our summer Centricon Termite Special. New installs begin as low as $249. And if you have existing Centricon, but your renewal is through the roof, we can transfer you to Royal at no cost. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now back to a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show.
We do thank our friends from Big Chief Tire. Again, that brand new, beautiful location is open for you now in Mandarin. Just a little bit north of I-295 there, south of Bay Meadows on 13 San Jose Boulevard. If you know Mandarin, right in the middle of it. Get over there today to take care of all of your automotive needs. It started raining. It was hot today, Carline. It was hot out there.
Very hot.
Hot. Now it's rainy. Hot and rainy. That's the summer around here.
You got to be careful of the predator when it's hot.
Do you now?
And rainy.
Okay. Well, the
predator.
Now I know that.
Be careful.
I will be. I'm always careful.
Yes.
Heading to Hot Atlanta, as it were, next week. Matt Hayes and I could duck out and get to that home run derby Monday night.
That was awesome. I didn't realize Atlanta that it was coinciding, but that's wonderful. You guys should absolutely go.
I thought you might go to Beyonce.
I want to say last year we were in Dallas. It was also there. I think the game.
Wow.
And Skeens was starting. I just didn't go.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Now, Skeens is an all-star this year, right?
Yeah. I don't think he's going to start, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So because he's on the worst offensive team in the history of this organized sport. It's all this weekend.
It'd be cool. Obviously I've never been to an all-star game, but it would be serendipity to be covering an event and have it there.
Yeah,
and sneak over.
In the last 2 years, it's been there. I've been to one all-star game ever. I mean, you would have thought I've been to more because I've been to so much baseball, but I've only been to one.
Have you been to a home run derby?
I have. I went to.
Which is cooler?
Yeah, with the all-star game.
Okay.
I'm like you. With Darryl Strawberry, I was in Houston, 85, I think it was. And Darryl Strawberry, if there wasn't a roof, he'd have been hitting them out of the Astrodome. I'm just telling you, the ball was flying, So, but the All-Star game, was it 3-2 maybe? The National League won 85, somewhere thereabouts. It was somewhere in the mid 80s. It was in Houston, and the National League won like 3-2, I think. And so it's the only All-Star game I've ever been to. I remember that was many moons ago. All right, SEC Media Days. The thoughts from you. Georgia and Texas are who everybody will vote for. But of all these teams in the middle, Hayes, of this grouping after that, LSU, Ole Miss, Florida, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Alabama, there's a grouping, and you and I agree that Alabama will probably be third or fourth in most of these lists. Who could tumble? Who could be? Could LSU be the team that shocks the world by being not nearly as good as people expect?
Absolutely.
That may be the one.
Because the pressure.
Yeah.
They have the most pressure, I think. And so I think when that pressure could cause some cracks early. Look, if they go to Clemson and lose, and, there's obviously a good chance that will, at least it's a coin flip game. But if they lose to Clemson in week 1, it's just, you worry about it because they recruit well, but they've really invested in a lot of portal guys. And when you don't get off to a great start, you do have to worry about those mercenaries holding together and not fracturing. And while their dreams will certainly not be dashed by losing the opening game, they've lost the opener so many years in a row that it does give me some pause on LSU. Like, if they get off to a tough start, will they stick together? They've got tons of talent. I mean, that's why the expectations are so high. But they're a team to me because of the pressure that they could crack.
Yeah, I think they may be first on the list on team. I mean, Florida could collapse and be less than around here we're thinking and hoping. But the world wouldn't be shocked if Florida came in at 5-7 or 6-6 and the coach got fired. Nobody would be shocked. People would be a little more surprised if LSU tumbled.
I mean, LSU season could theoretically be over by the time we get to October, because they open at Clemson, they host Florida in week 3, and they go to Ole Miss on September 27th. Now, I don't anticipate them losing all 3 of those games. They've got 2 cupcakes in between the Florida game, Louisiana Tech and Southeast Louisiana. So I don't think they're going to go 0-3. But even if they go 1-2, they'd be in the corner. I mean, they'd be in rough waters. But again, would it be a complete shock if they lost at Clemson, Florida went in, if Lagway is the superstar we think, and Florida's got the roster we think, if Florida somehow got a win in Death Valley at night, it's improbable, but it could happen. And I think Ole Miss could absolutely beat them in Oxford.
Right.
If Simmons is what they think. And if that happens, it will be Sunday, September 28th, and LSU will have 3 losses and an 0-2 start in league play, and their season will be over.
All right. So great point. Very good point. So we'll see. Let me throw one at you. Can I toss one at you here?
Absolutely.
Texas is all the rage. But if you're going to pick on DJ Lagway, and we'll get to that in maybe the next segment, Arch Manning couldn't beat out a guy that barely got drafted. That's a reality. He couldn't beat out a quarterback that almost didn't get drafted. Could he be a little overrated? Now, he may turn out to be fantastic, but he couldn't beat out a quarterback. And by the way, I'm not sure Lagway beats out Mertz if he doesn't get hurt either. So you can make the same. He barely got drafted too. You see my point though.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Texas for a second. Everybody expects Texas to be all the rage. They're going to be ranked top 5.
Oh, easily.
Easy. Okay.
They might be 1.
Okay, they could be 1. All right. Here's their schedule. At Ohio State. Okay, 3 gimmies.
Mm-hmm.
At Florida, who we all think is going to be pretty good, and they got to play them in the swamp.
At night.
Okay,
we believe.
Yeah.
It will at worst be a 3:30.
Yeah. Be the 3:30.
So the swamp
right.
is going to be a snake pit regardless.
At Ohio State, 4 games later at Florida, and then the Red River Shootout against the team that might have a better quarterback than them in John Mateer. Certainly more proven at the collegiate level. I mean, if the Longhorns start 3-3, and by the way, it's very conceivable. If you don't think, and I will say this about the Texas-Florida game, I'm not sure when Florida, when you have so many rivals, you circle a bunch of them. You always say, I got to circle that one, circle that. Well, everybody circles it, okay? Well, Florida was about as embarrassed as I'll ever see them in Austin last year. Don't think for a minute that won't resonate somehow. If Florida turns out to be a good team and DJ Lagway turns out to be all that and they turn out to be healthy, don't think for a minute that return game, I mean, that was humiliating. That might have been one of the most humiliating games a Florida football team's played in years.
It was over with 7 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yeah, and
over.
It really, you really felt like it was Alabama Vanderbilt.
Yes.
It felt like Ohio State Northwestern. That's how the game felt. For all the problems Florida's had over all this stuff, they haven't felt like that very often.
Right.
That was unusual. And so is it out of the realm of possibility? Texas starts 3-3?
No, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. I mean, look,
and they go to Georgia later in the year, by the way.
Correct.
To Georgia.
Yeah, their league schedule is fairly forgiving in terms of they play at Kentucky, they play Mississippi State, they play Vandy, they play Arkansas. So half their league games are against teams that could easily be, in the bottom 5 of the SEC, and no one would be surprised. But yeah, I mean, if they don't play well in the elite games that they play, yeah, their season could derail pretty quick. I mean, obviously, and they do play A&M in the finale, which is at home in Austin, but still. So yeah, I mean, it's a light schedule in terms of league it's about as light as an SEC schedule could be for a heavyweight. But you do throw on the week 1 trip to Columbus. I mean, I don't know that anybody else is going to have a harder non-conference game than having to go to Ohio State. I mean, that's about as difficult a challenge as you can have. So, I mean, I commend the Longhorns for scheduling it. And again, they lose that game. That's the world doesn't end. What's interesting about Texas's schedule is they don't play an SEC game until week 6. which is just, they play all 4 non-conference games right out of the gate. Then they have the bye.
Right.
And then they play 8 conference games in a 9-week span. But so I think Texas is going to be fine. I think they're going to live up to expectations. But certainly there's multiple pitfalls here.
Yeah, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens. Here's Arch Manning, by the way. He has 2 career starts as a college player. Now, his numbers were good. He completed 67% of his passes. He 9 touchdowns and 2 picks. And I don't doubt that he's really good, and I don't doubt that he's waited his turn. And back in the day, by the way, quarterbacks waited their turn. It's just now, as you look at it, I don't know. As I look at this whole thing now, I don't know I don't necessarily find myself thinking Arch Manning's going to be overrated. I think he's going to be very good. But he, too, has an awful lot of acclaim for a guy who has 95 career attempts. I guess that's the point.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked at length about if his last name wasn't Manning. You heard that in high school, that there were people that evaluated him in high school and was like, I don't see an elite player, but I think because his last name is Manning, he's been elevated to that. This is his opportunity to prove people wrong. He's been waiting his turn. And yeah, Quinn Ewers, the NFL didn't really want to have anything to do with. So it does give you, some pause in terms of if he's this great, why couldn't he beat out Quinn Ewers? But I think he's going to be fine. I don't know that he'll be the greatest player in the country. I don't know that he'll win the Heisman or anything like that. But I think with the talent that he'll have around him,
right.
I think if Arch Manning is just a B-level player, he'll look like an A- player.
Yeah, so because he'll be loaded. I want to get to the DJ Lagway thing. I don't think DJ Lagway is going to be an overrated player. I am like you. I think when finally healthy, if he's truly healthy, because we've almost never seen that. Between got a concussion.
We haven't seen it.
Then the hamstring was very early in the year, and he played on the one leg, and now we learned that he had a sports hernia that he just had never had addressed, and there was some shoulder sort of, so we've never seen it. So my guess is when he's healthy, he'll be a good player. But I would be disingenuous if I didn't say I understand the criticism, and is even the right word, the slow the roll. If I look to your point, if you looked at his numbers, he was under a 60% passer. In SEC games, he was a 53% passer. His numbers are 12 touchdowns and 9 picks. Now, in fairness, he's hurt the whole time, and he didn't run with the ones all that often because at the beginning of the season, Graham Mertz ran with the one.
Yeah, and he was a true freshman.
Yeah, and he was a true freshman. So I think he might be very good, but I'm not as totally convinced that it's an automatic as other people are. I think he's going to be good. I think we're going to look up and he's going to have I think he's going to be on the Heisman list. My guess is you're right. But I'd be disingenuous if I didn't say I understand the concern for people like you and me that didn't watch him every game. I would say, listen, we hear how great this guy is, and maybe he's going to be, if I'm sitting here in Chicago, I'm thinking I hear how great this guy is, and maybe he will be, but I'm looking at his numbers. I'm looking at a few bad interceptions, 12 touchdowns and 9 picks. Again, the senior that played ahead of him was 26-5 for his career. Now, I'll say this, too, to defend Lagway. As much as I liked Graham Mertz, one reason you're 26-5 is he almost seemed unwilling to throw the ball down the field, where Lagway seemed to look for opportunities to throw the ball. And I think that's a fair, if you're being honest and comparing them, as much as I love Graham Mertz, well, he did check down a lot. That was a check down. And so what Lagway, but this is why I think it's such an interesting season, because I don't think he's got an elite play caller calling his plays. I don't know that he's got an elite developer of quarterbacks, although he did a really good job with Mertz, in fairness to he and Ryan O'Hara and all them. But I understand that's why it's so intriguing, because Shane Matthews said it best. DJ can throw the deep ball. DJ can get away from trouble. DJ is unflappable. DJ is tough and smart, but he's got to prove that he can hit the intermediate pass over and over. He's got to complete 11 in a row at some point. I understand. I really do understand the questions.
Sure. But, I would say this is how I judge a true freshman. If you don't get completely overwhelmed, you've got something to you. Now, if you're also able to not only not get overwhelmed, but put some things on film that they will show the night he is drafted in the NFL because the plays are that level kind of plays. He makes a play against LSU where he's under immediate pressure, steps up in the pocket, keeps his eyes downfield, delivers a strike to the half-yard line. I mean, he did some things last year that any quarterback in the upcoming draft or in this draft would have loved to have called their own. I mean, we talked about him throwing off a Florida State defensive tackle and then having the presence of mind to flip his wrist and complete a, 16-yard pass to the sideline on third down. I mean, that's where I'm at with it. He showed mentally it wasn't too big for him. He wasn't overwhelmed, even though he was a true freshman going up against a litany of guys in their 20s that were taking advantage of the 6th year of college football that they had, or he was going up against superstars that were going to be 3 years and into the NFL. So not a lot of other. It was either a 3-year superstar defender who's going into the draft or a guy in his 6th year of playing college football, and he held his own. The only thing I would say about Lagway, the only defense I would give the critics, if you only watched the Gasparilla Bowl, then I could totally understand it, because it was by far his worst game.
Yeah, and
he made a lot of bad mental choices with the ball in that game, picks that should not have been thrown. So if that's the Lagway that we're going to see this year, then yeah, he's going to be overrated. But I think that was a true freshman playing in a bowl game,
and never should you judge a guy in one football game.
Correct,
especially one football game we haven't played.
Good or bad.
Yeah, good or bad. So that's not my point. Is I want to see him, and I think we will. But I want to see him complete 11 passes in a row. I want to see him.
I don't know that he's that player.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know that you'll ever see that.
You don't.
I don't know that that's his game.
Well, you're right. That's a fair point. You don't have to be that guy to be a great player. But I want to see if he can do those things. I have no doubt that he can do the stupid things. But I can tell you this: Tim Tebow got there with a lot of Lagway, big, physical, threw a beautiful deep ball. And everybody said, okay, but when he gets to Florida, some people recruited him as a linebacker. All right. So when he gets to Florida, can he complete the intermediate passes? That was the question about him, even after his freshman year. Well, that was because all he did is really go in there and run. Remember that? So when he got the job, he was one of the highest percentage passers in their history. He, to this day, has the highest touchdown to interception ratio in school history. You realize that? The highest touchdown to interception of all those great passers, Matthews and Werfel and Grossman, and the highest touchdown to interception ratio in the history of the school is Tim Tebow.
And what was he in his final game as a Gator in the Sugar Bowl against Cincinnati?
41 or 45.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah. So my point is, he did. I had the same question about him. I had the same question about him that I've got about Lagway. I know he can run over people. I know he can throw off 4 defenders and then complete a pass downfield. I know he's smart and tough and a great leader. I knew all that before he ever became the starter in 2007. What I didn't know, Hayes, is could he complete 11 in a row? Could he pass for a high percentage? Well, he did. Not as a pro, but as a collegian, he did. And that's the question. And it was a fair question until he did. When we went into that 2007 season, it was a very fair question to ask, could Tim Tebow do the play in and play out quarterback stuff? You knew he could do the exciting stuff, and he proved that he could. But I had that question, and I got it now. And we'll see if Lagway can answer it the way Tebow did. We'll take a break. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit about golf, a little bit about skills contests, and a whole lot more. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Wherever you go, there we are.
I know. I checked online.
1010XL is on your smartphone and tablet. Download our free app for all devices and take us with you around Duval and around the world.
Hi, it's Frangie. Look, when it comes to glass, there's one name I trust, and that's Lee & Case Glass. Mirrors, custom showers, tabletops, even foggy glass windows, they handle all that. And they've been doing it right since long before I ever picked up a mic. Local, family-owned, and part of this community, just like we are. They've taken great care of me, including our brand-new walk-off offices. Guys, they did a great job, and I promise they'll do the same for you. Lee & Case, it's the clear choice. Check them out at leeandcaseglass.com.
From
humble origins on Beach Boulevard to the grandeur of the old homestead, Takaloo has bucked the odds, selling cheap tacos and even cheaper beers since 2008. I'll be the first to lament that nothing is cheap anymore, but much has not changed in 17 years. Bangin' Shrimp still rocks, margaritas flow day and night, and we love to see old friends and make new friends every day. You can still spin the wheel or sit outside on the patio in the sun with friends and family. It's been a ton of fun, and we have you, Jacksonville, to thank for 17 years. Takaloo in Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold's recently hit an all-time high at over $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Chelsea here. Summer is sizzling and so are the savings at Renewal by Anderson. For a limited time, buy 4 windows in our patio doors and receive the 5th free. Plus enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. As temperatures rise, so do energy bills. Upgrade to Renewal by Anderson's exclusive Fibrix windows. 2 times stronger than vinyl, remarkably energy efficient, and custom crafted to perfectly fit. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation today. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
The housing market is as busy as ever on the First Coast. And if you've moved in or moved on, make sure you have a team of trained electricians ready to help. American Electrical can make sure you're up to date electrically and maximize your living experience. Smart home automation services, home theater systems, outdoor and dock lighting, and backup generators. American Electrical can do it all. A team you can trust with highly trained technicians, ensuring you have the best living experience. American-Electrical.com, a leader on the First Coast and powered by professionalism.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser share the huddle with Freddie T. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins and Monahan Jewelers.
Fred Taylor, he's a candidate to go the distance.
On 1010XL.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's The Mangler.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. 1010
Take.
The 1010 Take is sponsored by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck, duckduckrooter.com. I'm probably a killjoy. I'm probably a bad person. I'm probably an old get-off-my-lawn person. But I'm kind of like JJ. I don't really care much about the home run derby. I know it's exciting. I know watching balls fly out of there and kids chasing it and all the talk and Berman back like he did back in the day was a blast for some. Maybe I'm too much of a traditionalist, but I love the Major League Baseball All-Star Game more than any other All-Star game. It's the one where everybody plays hard. It's the one where they try really to win. It's the one where it feels like it matters. I think I probably enjoy that more. The Pro Bowl was a disaster. I'm not even sure what they do now in the Pro Bowl games. I'm not sure what that is. They don't know what to do with the NBA All-Star Game. They quit playing defense years ago in that thing. I can't tell you enough about the NHL All-Star Game. What I can tell you is the baseball All-Star Game really matters, so much so that I don't think it needed gimmicks. And as exciting as the home run derby thing has been, I don't love it, and it wouldn't bother me if they didn't have it. And that is the 10-10 Take.
It's well done. Yeah, it's I think it's to your point. Baseball needs to grow the game. It is a sport that I think it's stabilized. I think the pace of play has helped. But we talked about it. Are they in danger of losing a generation of fans? I mean, I'll be honest. I have a soon-to-be 15-year-old son. He's not much into baseball. His friends aren't much into baseball. But I think the home run derby is a important piece of it for Major League Baseball because it is an exciting event. It brings a fast-paced element to a slow-paced game, and it does, I think, help grow the sport, grow superstars in the sport, and that is important. And look, there's always going to be something really cool about seeing somebody just crush a baseball, and so it's a great event for the fans. But yeah, I would agree. Like as you get older, it loses its charm, luster a little bit.
I got another old guy question. Is the baseball video game any good? Whatever it is?
I don't know any. I think it's certainly got its fans. I think it's called The Show, right, JJ?
Yeah, people love that game.
Yeah, I think it's pretty well done. It's not to the fervor of like, at least in the world that I'm in. Yeah, it's not. I don't hear people talk about it like I hear them talk about college football and Madden. Maybe it seems like Madden's kind of started to fall off a little bit.
Oh, it is.
But the college football game is
It had a hiatus for a long time.
Yeah, that's true.
So
they're still sort of back in the honeymoon phase of that game, I think.
So as I look at all the skills contests, like all of them over the years, I think the dunk contest when it was real dunkers was a big deal because not everybody could do that. The problem with the dunk contest now is there's a league full of guys who can run and dunk.
And there's no star power in the dunk. Like nobody.
That's because everybody.
The main guy doesn't even play in the NBA.
Right.
I mean, how can you allow that to happen?
That was crazy.
I mean, the whole purpose of the event is to promote the stars of the NBA, but not a guy that has played in 4 games all year, and you're never going to see again.
Yeah, I know.
And he's great. Don't get me. I mean, he's unbelievable. I don't even know the guy's name.
Max something.
McClung or
Matt McClung.
But I mean, but it's like But to your point, like he's not even just a guy.
But
he's not even in the league.
But back in the day, not everybody could run and jump like Jordan and Dominique.
Right.
When Larry Nance won the thing, that was a big story because it wasn't one of the stars who did it. And so these were guys, you'd have a whole bench full of guys who couldn't do it. Well, now the whole league can run and jump. What the NBA has become, there's shooting, but there's not guard play, and there's not throwing in inside to the center with his back to the basket. It's a bunch of the league is full of 6'4" to 6'9" guys who can run and shoot and dunk. And
not a lot of fundamentals.
Yeah, they're right. They just run, and that's okay. It's working. But that's what the dunk contest is.
You see a great dunk every night.
Correct. Because there's so many guys that can do it. So that's why it's lost it. Same way a little bit with the 3-point shot. Back then, the stories about Larry Bird, all the things you see on Super 70 Sports, when which one of you so-and-sos are playing for second, and then you knew he was going to go win. Well, now you know telling who's going to win because they can all shoot it.
Yeah.
And so, but
it used to be for specialists.
Yeah.
You get like Peja Stojakovic out there, and the
Correct.
guys who would stand in the corner and shoot threes. Now it's like,
and you can't incentivize the players with money, because they're making more money than they could ever spend.
They tried to do that with the All-Star game in the NBA. They're like, well, you win $1 million, split 7 ways. Like, wow, these guys make $70 million a year now.
So correct, and so. The one thing the home run derby does have is not everybody can hit it 450 feet. There are some, there's more than there ever been, but not everybody can start launching them over and over, which is why Acuna's in it, which is why
Cal Raleigh
this year is in it. Alonzo's been in it. O'Neal Cruz this year is in it. Ohtani. Yeah, that's why
this year's actually going to be a very different looking participant list.
But it's got a bunch of guys that can do stuff that not everybody can do. So anyway, final thought about the whole skills thing. We've seen football one's awful, to your point, because there's not that many guys that do skill stuff. There's half the league never touched the football. That's what is so. But why wouldn't we have maybe not the week of a major, because people take the major seriously, but why wouldn't we have some sort of a golf skills contest? Why wouldn't we have whether it's a par 3, whether it's hitting it backwards, these guys can do anything. Whether it's
I love it when they skip the ball across an Augusta National
isn't that
on
great?
the par 3.
Why wouldn't we have some sort of a who can hold it out from the sand kind? Now they're all so good. I would watch that.
Isn't that too close to the sport already, though?
Well, yes, but so is dunking. I mean, so is home runs.
Yeah,
they're all in the sport. But I hear it. But your point's right. It's still too close.
Like the skill level for these guys already, I'm saying, is like next level, and it already looks crazy hard.
But
I couldn't imagine it being like.
But I'd love to see Scheffler, Rory, Xander, Colin Morikawa, JT, all in the same sand trap from 70 yards. Not a greenside bunker. I mean a fairway bunker.
Closest to the pin.
Who can get it closest? I mean, I think that would be kind of fun.
I used to love the skins game in golf when I was a kid. I'd watch it with my dad, and it wasn't a skills necessarily, but it was like an all-star kind of, but again, that kind of lost its luster because they don't need the money.
Right.
These players make so much now that, okay, I just made $120,000 winning a hole. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
I can make $120,000 by finishing 27th in next week's event. So, but I used to love the skins game.
I did too.
And I wish they'd bring that back.
The beauty of the skins game is it connected with the regular golfer.
Right.
You can't. Those guys, our $5 Nassau. Well, those guys would be a $50,000 Nassau.
And wasn't it always around Thanksgiving?
I think so.
Yeah, which is off season. But what if you had a skills contest? Well, if you told me Scheffler, Rory, Colin Morikawa, JT, Xander Schauffele, Bryson DeChambeau, we're going to have a skills contest, and they all had this sand shot, and then they all had this putt, and then they all it would not a long driving contest, but I mean more. I would watch the heck out of that. I would turn that on and watch it.
So I'm curious because we haven't heard much about it lately, like the simulator stuff that they're doing. I wonder if that can
the what do you call it the
tiger thing.
The thing down in Palm Beach.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if you could incorporate that into
maybe
some sort of.
Maybe there should be a skills contest before one of those matches.
Yeah.
So if I was going to see something, that's what I would like. So anyway, so there you go. They'll have it on Monday night. I'll be in town, but I probably won't go to see it. There's that. We'll take a break. Pete Prisco joins us next to talk NFL. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
1010XL. Anybody hear that? 1010XL. Fairly alarmed here. It's a
1010XL.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Frangie, and I got to tell you, I can't fix anything. I would be so lost with plumbing problems if not for Duck Duck Rooter. But everybody knows to call the Duck. Well, I do too. Whether it's plumbing, air conditioning, septic, they handle all of it, and nobody does a better job than our friends at Duck Duck Rooter. Any of those needs you have, call them today, 904-862-6769, or go to duckduckrooter.com. If you've got problems, call Duck Duck Rooter. They'll handle it. I guarantee it.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. In summertime, it really can stretch out most of the year because we love the warm temperatures here in the Sunshine State. Greg, give them an idea of what Honda has to offer.
They are all over the board. They've got Honda scooters, Honda motorcycles, we've got Honda boats, we've got Honda side-by-sides. Whatever you like, we've got it.
That means adventure is waiting.
That's right, and we're ready for you.
In the showroom, you can find all that Honda has to offer on Atlantic near Regency, or check out Cycles of Jacksonville's Facebook page.
Hey, Hicken here. Tired of glasses or contacts? Discover customized vision solutions at Bowden & Associates. Dr. Bowden's team offers cutting-edge options like Evo implantable Collamer lenses or refractive lens exchange and classic LASIK, designed to fit your life. Picture perfect vision for reading, driving, or just enjoying the day. It's easier than you think. Call now for your free screening. Bowden & Associates, they're keeping the First Coast focused.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Are you ready to play this summer? At the First Coast YMCA, we're committed to being your home for health and wellness and a place for friendly competition with team sports for adults and for kids. Basketball, volleyball, pickleball, flag football, soccer. The Y has something for everyone at any age. Discover all the benefits of YMCA membership and find your fun this summer at the Y. Registration for team sports and summer camps is open now. Visit fcymca.org.
During the NFL offseason, 1010XL keeps the information engine turning. There we go. More. Roll through the offseason with AA Automotive on Richard Street. Family run since 1954.
Hi, I'm John Haney from Clearwater Gutters and Drainage. After heavy rains, the problems are obvious. Mulch blown out of your beds, water standing around your foundation, and that fancy new crater back behind your bushes. Let Clearwater Seamless Gutters help you solve the problem spots.
Clearwater Seamless Gutters. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at gutters.
And drainage, too. Find out more at clearwaterjacks.com.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Vegas, 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 baby. Vegas, baby.
Helmets and Heels is back at Circa Resort and Casino with 2 epic pro football contests, Circa Million and Circa Survivor. Here's the scoop. In Circa Million, pick 5 games against the spread each week for quarterly prizes and a $1 million grand prize for the season winner. Then there's the legendary Circa Survivor. 1 pick a week, no spread. Last one standing wins a guaranteed $15 million. Must enter in Nevada, then play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for all the details.
Plus, sign up for either contest and score 50% off a 2-night stay at Circa Resort and Casino. You can even join the ultimate football kickoff with Helmets and Heels in Vegas, August 21st and 22nd while you enter. Book your stay at Circa now and chase $21 million in guaranteed prizes, no rate. For full contest details, check out 1010xl.com/Vegas. Vegas, baby.
If a birthday or an anniversary is looming in your future, take care of it today by ordering a floral arrangement online at CuneFlowers.com. Hi, Flying Jacko here. Take it from me. An arrangement from Cune Flowers works like magic.
Celebrate National Carpet Cleaning Month with Zero Res. Hicken here. Check this out. $45 per room of carpet clean. Take 20% off your air duct services. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and take advantage of the savings.
Zero Res.
With 50 years of fabrication expertise and towing products, the family at Cannons of Jacksonville can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update, brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. All three of the Florida players selected in this year's NBA draft will be in action tonight. At 7, Walter Clayton and the Jazz take on the Charlotte Hornets on ESPN. At 8, Elijah Martin and the Raptors will take on the Chicago Bulls on NBA TV, before Will Richard and the Golden State Warriors take on the Trailblazers on ESPN2 at 11. The Orlando Magic fell to the Sacramento Kings 84-81 in their Summer League debut last night. First-round pick Jace Richardson had 14 points in 22 minutes, while second-round pick Noah Penda had 8 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds in 25 minutes. Round 2 of the Genesis Scottish Open is complete as the American Chris Gotterup's 9 under 61 today sends him into the clubhouse as solo leader at 11 under par heading into the weekend. It's 89 degrees at 5 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Time for all things Jaguars and NFL with Pete Prisco. The Prisco Report, presented by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Showtime.
On the Frangie Show.
All right, it is time to bring in Pete Prisco, but let me tell you, Jaguar fans get excited. Former FSU cornerback Jarian Jones is going to be signing autographs at Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles next Tuesday the 15th from 5:30 to 7:30. Advance autograph tickets are on sale right now. So next Tuesday the 15th, 5:30 to 7:30, Jarian Jones, who's going to be a big part of that Jags defense this year, will be signing autographs. You can find out more online at ShowtimeSportsCardsOfJax.com or call 904-527-8980. Pete Prisco joins us now. Is Aruba last week? When was Aruba?
Yeah, we got.
How was it? How was Aruba? Give me an Aruba overview.
Fantastic. We had a great time. Paulie was down there, and his wife and his kid, and my buddy Ed. We had a great time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fun.
You've been, for people that don't know, Pete has long ago been elected the mayor of Aruba, so obviously you're treated like
I think
royal.
it's our 20th trip, I think.
Is it really to Aruba? Isn't that great? Great?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And you got all the Panthers back. Well done.
How about that?
That's some good GMing by you.
That's what a dynasty does. You know that, don't you? They keep it. It's unreal what they've done. And I mean, just keeping that entire team back, and then next year Bobrovsky becomes a free agent. They'll keep him too. So it's amazing, and it was a great. It was a great win to win it again, and they're going to be favored again to win it again next year.
I will say this. Hey, seriously, as much as a diehard Pirates fan as I am, and a Gator fan as we both are, and we're all rooting for the Jags, both Prisco and my friend Jessica Blaylock, the enormous joy they've got. The hockey thing must be a pretty cool thing. I'm not kidding about that. It must be a pretty cool thing, Pete, because the joy, Jessica's just like you are, the joy Panthers fans got out of that is unreal. I mean, it really is. It's kind of cool, right?
Again, I think I told you this a couple weeks ago when they won it. It's kind of like a small town feel here.
Yeah.
They don't play in Miami. They play in Fort Lauderdale. They have their celebrations in Fort Lauderdale. They do their bar, most of their clubbing, bar hopping in Fort Lauderdale. So they're a part of that. A lot of them live here. Their practice facilities right down the road at Holiday Park. And I was working out at Holiday Park today, and I saw a bunch of NFL players working out over there. So this is the Fort Lauderdale team. And, the other two are Miami teams, or the other three are Miami teams. So it's a big difference. And I think they kind of feel that way, kind of like in Jacksonville with the Jaguars. Small town feel with a professional team.
And you're right, because the joy people will feel here if they win a title, it would probably be at the very least comparable to that. You're exactly right.
But you know what, Frank? I'm on air. It was Big 12 Media Days was this week.
Yes.
New uniforms unveiled. I'm on to the national championship now.
He's gone from the Panthers to the Devs. I respect it. a lot. Hey, we did a talk about the hottest young coaches in football, college football. Your guy might top the list. I mean, because some guys have kind of played themselves off that. Lincoln Riley's off that list. Some guys have played their way off that list. Your guy might be the top guy on the list, Pete. So there's that.
And you know what? They got 17 starters back. And they're the favorite in the conference. So, I mean, they're legitimate. I don't know if they have the staying power, but for right now, they're legitimate.
You're just way too happy. Just way too. I'm not happy about all this happiness you're showing right now. Pete, camp right around the corner. Storylines you will watch in the NFL. We'll get to the Jags in a minute, but what are the storylines in the NFL? Can the Eagles obviously repeat? That's the obvious one. What as you look around the league, what storylines grab you the most? We get set for yet another terrific NFL season.
Are the Bills ready to get over the hump?
Okay, good call.
I mean, that's the one, and they're going into a new stadium next year, but that's the one. I think you keep sitting there saying, okay, Josh Allen won the MVP. They were close last year. Is this the year to do it? And I think they've added a lot of good pieces. I really do. I think that defensively, they did it last year kind of the way the Jaguars did a couple years ago. They took the ball away, but they weren't a great defense. And I think they added some really good pieces to that defense that'll be better. So that's one. The other one is, and this one I don't believe in, and I know, but there's a lot of people and sentiment around the league that do, that the Broncos are ready to take over for the Chiefs in the division. I don't buy it. I think the Chiefs addressed their problems, and by getting the best left tackle in the draft, and he's going to be ready to go, and the guys that will be outside, Rice comes back. Worthy got it going at the end of last year. Hollywood Brown was hurt. He's back. They can throw the ball down the field again. And I think that answers a lot of their major questions, particularly on the offensive line, because if Simmons goes in there and starts, then they move the tackle they picked last year inside the guard. They're big, they're strong, they're physical again on the offensive line. So the whole idea that the Broncos are going to take over this year, yeah, they're going to be a good team, but I don't think they take over for the Chiefs.
If you had to give the Jaguars a grade on their offseason, Pete, what would you give them?
They fired the coach and general manager. That gets an A, right? I mean, come on. I don't know how anybody, and I guess ESPN gave them a C.
Yeah, ESPN, Seth Walder gave them a C. It was one of the lowest marks in the league.
It's ridiculous. Are you kidding me? They blew out the head coach and the general manager. It was a disaster. And they brought, Tony in to kind of oversee it. That right there changes the whole feeling of the building. And then they go out and, you make the bold move to get Travis Hunter. You solidified your offensive line, or at least you think you did, by getting a couple guys up front. And when I look at it, I don't understand how they gave them a C grade. It makes no sense to me.
Well, so now here, as we get set, the number one storyline is Travis Hunter, right? I mean, the development of Trevor. What else now that you've seen mini camp as we have, now that the hay's in the barn until practice starts, what will you watch? If you're telling fans what to watch the closest, a lot of these training camp practices are open. What would you tell fans to watch the most closely, Pete?
For me, Frank, my eyes always go to the quarterback. They always do. And I again, the perception of Trevor Lawrence outside of Jacksonville is not great. There's a lot of people that are saying this is a year for him where he has to prove it. And I asked him about it when I was there. He understands. He understands the talk. So I want to see his growth as a quarterback, first and foremost. And I think the rapport with the wide receivers, you saw him go down to the Bahamas with him, I think that's all going to be there. And his mechanics have changed. He looks much more comfortable. But when it starts to play, when the games matter, will you go back to bad habits, or will he get past them and become one of those truly big-time players? And I think he's going to be a big-time player. But again, all off-season, I think that's something to keep an eye on. Obviously, the offensive line and the interior of the defensive line, I think those are two things. As far as Hunter, people keep saying he's not going to play both ways. He's going to play both ways. And he's going to play a lot both ways, and probably more than I thought he would play. And so I think that's going to be a fun thing to keep an eye on as well.
In your opinion, how physical should this camp be for Liam Cohen?
You got to be careful with it, but I think you need to hit, and I think they will hit. I think the offensive linemen have to get, particularly on an offensive line. I think that's part of the problem with the offensive lines in the NFL now. The really good ones have worked together a lot. The Eagles have 4 of their 5 guys back again. They're not going to have a problem. They know what to do. They know how to come off doubles. They know what they have to do. But when you have a group up front that's kind of trying to work their way together, new starters on that line, you have to get work, and you got to do it with contact. You can't do it with bags. It's one thing to have, okay, well, we're working a double with a bag. That's not the same thing as a moving target and hitting. And so I think they have to hit. I think this is a year, You have to hit. You can't be scared of the consequences of hitting. No tackling, obviously, but you got to hit.
Do you think it'll be? Hayes said, "What kind of a physical practice do you think it'll be?" Do you get the sense it'll be intense? It'll be physical. It'll be all that. I mean, I'm going to take it a step further. I think they get a grind. I think this is a grinding camp. Now they'll probably do it in the mornings, right? So it probably may not be in the heat of the day, but I think it's a grinding camp, Pete.
You know what, Frank? And I think you got a lot of young players, so you need to get to that.
Yes.
I'm all for. I agree. You got to change the mentality there, and I think that's the idea. You're right. It's not going to be Tom Coughlin camp,
right?
But it's going to be a lot different than what they've been used to, and I think they will hit more, and I think they should hit more. So, again, there's also a lot of learning that has to be done. When you get young players, new players, they have to learn, and yeah, that's part of the off season. But now you put the pads on and you go, and now you got to see how that takes. With Travis Hunter with pads on, how's that look? That takes over. And I think I'm going to be there. The first day of pads is what, Monday?
28th. Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to be there on the 27th. 29th. I mean, so I'll be there their second day of pads if they're in pads.
Nice. You mentioned the exciting AFC West. I'm really excited for the NFC West. Obviously, the Jaguars play all four of those teams, but just the race in general. I think that one could go a number of different ways. I don't really love Arizona, but they won 8 games last year, so it's not like they're dreadful. And I'm really interested in seeing what the 49ers and Rams are, and to a lower degree the Seahawks. How do you see the NFC West?
Everybody's counting out the 49ers already. I'm not. And the coach is too good, for one. I think bringing Saleh back is big for them on defense. But more than that, they're star-studded. And this is still a league of stars. You have the quarterback who I don't care, maybe you don't consider him a star. He's paid like a star. You have the left tackle in the league. Okay, he's old, but he's still one of the best left tackles in the league. He's a star. You have McCaffrey coming off injury, but when he's on the field, he's a star. Fred Warner, star. Nick Bosa, star. You still have guys on that team that can, get after the quarterback. You've revamped your defensive line. I'm not giving up on the 49ers. I still think they're the best team in the division. I'd probably rank the Rams at number 2. The Cardinals, like you said, are interesting. They were feisty last year. Their defense made up a bunch of no-name guys, really got after it. I think they did a great job coaching. But can Kyler Murray continue to grow? That's the thing. And he's another one like Trevor Lawrence that he has a prove-it year, I think, in Arizona for him to be their long-term guy.
Pete Prisco talking NFL from CBS Sports. Nobody does a better job. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Pete, we appreciate it, buddy. Talk to you next week. See you, man.
All right, guys. Take care.
Pete Prisco talking NFL does a fantastic job as always. And Jags fans, remember now, former FSU cornerback Jarian Jones will be signing autographs at Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. That's next Tuesday, the 15th. From 5:30 to 7:30. Advanced autograph tickets are on sale right now. You can get them Showtime Sports Cards of Jacks.com, or you can call them at 904-527-8980. Head to Showtime at the corner of Phillips and Chad. You're going to have a big time next Tuesday meeting Jarian Jones. We have headlines after this. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Let the excitement of the game take you away.
Back on top of the college basketball world championship madness.
Your home for play-by-play is 1010XL.
It's a great day to be a Gator.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Bari here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Bari Orthopedics today or visit BariOrthopedics.com.
Santa Claus normally avoids Florida this time of year, but not this year. Christmas in July is happening right now at Beard's Diamonds. Get up to 40% off now through July 27th. Beard's showcases are stocked with all new fashion jewelry, exquisite colored gemstone pieces, and the best selection of diamonds in North Florida. Rounds, emerald cuts, princess cuts, cushion cuts, ovals, from a half carat to 10 carats and more. Come and find the perfect engagement ring now at Beard's and save up to 40%. Beard's Diamonds at the shops at Town Center and online at beardsdiamonds.com.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles update. Join us Tuesday, July 15th when we host Jaguars cornerback Jarian Jones. The former Seminole will be signing autographs July 15th from 5 to 7 p.m. Get ready for training camp with Jarian Jones signing at Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
Looking for an exciting, fun-filled evening the whole family can enjoy? Discover the thrill of indoor football. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and full of family fun. It's a battle for the playoffs as your Sharks take on the San Antonio Gunslingers. This Saturday, July 12th at Five-Star Veterans Memorial Arena. Kickoff at 7. Ask about the new 4-packs, 4 tickets, 4 food vouchers, and a $20 gift card. All for only $100. Get tickets at jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700.
Prosser here. The Sharks smell the playoffs in the water. It's a rock and roll night presented by Dick's Wings. Dress up as your favorite rock star for a chance to win a prize or join us on the field after the game for our free autograph session sponsored by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Ask about our new 4-pack, 4 tickets, 4 food vouchers, and a $20 gift card, all for only $100. Tickets start at just $15. To get yours, call 904-621-0700. That's 904-621-0700. Sharks football, where memories are made.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Be the first to hear from the players and coaches of the SEC.
That's awesome.
The Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing SEC Media Days. Elevated by Lucas Tree Service, Pine Royale Golf Club, and 904 Gutters with a Z.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
Your AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
It's hurricane season. Protect your home with 904 Gutters with a Z. That's right. Z as in zone defense for your home. Water damage hits hard. 904 Gutters with a Z hits back harder. Search 904 Gutters with a Z and make the right call.
Electrical problems? Call American Electrical Contracting. 737-7770. Small jobs or large, they do them all. Work with a locally owned and operated company that will wire it right at a fair price. It's not just a slogan, it's the way they do business.
Sun's out. Deals on at Hurricane Grill and Wings. Enjoy summer eats like the Yingling Beer Batter Fish Sandwich, chicken salad lettuce wraps, and wings and tenders combo basket. All for under $14. Add 3 bone-in wings for just $3.49. And sip a peach cocktail or Michelob Ultra. HurricaneWings.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather
down. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
All right, welcome back to the Frangie Show. Thanks to our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. Frank, we're going to start with something that we talked to Pete about in our last segment. ESPN Seth Walder, this was not D-Rock. This was Seth Walder, graded everyone's NFL offseason. And boy, he was not a fan. Gives the Jaguars a C grade. It was the lowest in the division by a good bit. Walder gave Tennessee and Houston a B+, gave Indianapolis a B. In fact, the Jaguars C grade was only better than grades given to Atlanta and New Orleans.
What didn't he like?
Everything. He didn't like the trade up for Travis Hunter. He didn't like the free agent class. Didn't like how the coaching search and everything was handled, which to my rebuttal, if we were going to debate, would be, well, who cares how they got there? They eventually arrived at a good place. Who cares that it was 2 weeks of hell before they got there?
Without having read it, and I didn't, my guess is he's got to come up with grades for 32 teams, which means you got to come up with some bad grades. Well, who's easier to give a bad grade to than the struggling Jaguars in the small market who've had mostly losing seasons? And let's just give them a bad grade. If you really do unpack what the Jags did, it's a little bit preposterous to suggest it was a bad offseason. Now, how it turns out, we'll see. But if you really paid attention to the people they brought in and to the way they've changed their culture, it's kind of silly. I mean, it's really kind of silly.
Particularly to compare them to the three other teams in the division. I mean, I don't think Houston had a good offseason at all. I guess you could say Tennessee maybe if you believe in Cam Ward. And the Colts getting a B. I mean, they brought in Daniel Jones to compete with Anthony Richardson. I thought it was kind of interesting. At least we talk about, national media. How will the Jags be perceived? Well, at least in this one case, they're not perceived very well. Let's get into college football. I know you're excited about being in Atlanta for the SEC Football Media Days next week. That's going to be a lot of fun. Teams not taking a quarterback to SEC Media Days this year. It's not a big number. Alabama, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Kentucky, and Missouri are the only clubs of the 16 SEC schools that will not have a quarterback as part of their delegation.
I don't like it. I said every team should have to bring a quarterback. If you got a battle going on, I understand it. But I think you should have this is for the media. And let me rephrase that. That's incorrect. This is for the fans, and the media are the conduit to the fans. You go there, help fans get to know what you're doing, and I can't imagine that there's any stories that can be told about your team without bringing the quarterback. Did you say Oklahoma?
No, Mateer's going. It's Alabama, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Kentucky, and Missouri. A&M's a little bit of a surprise because I thought they liked Marcel Reed. Tennessee, I kind of get.
That's the closest I
because
get
of the Nico thing. In Alabama, I thought it was unusual. I know it's not an incumbent, but
it's typically teams that haven't picked their guy. Usually it's teams. Sometimes it's teams that have picked their guy, but he's young and they think other people are more deserving. But it's usually teams that haven't picked their guy. I think they should all bring a quarterback. I've been outspoken about that.
Florida State has announced it will send to ACC Media Days quarterback Thomas Castellanos, Richie Leonard. Remember him?
I do.
Good old Richie Leonard. Earl Little and Daryl Jackson will be the Knowles group heading to ACC Media Days.
And of those, Richie Leonard's an offensive starting lineman that I didn't think was very good at Florida. I think he was very good at Florida State. I didn't think he was a particularly good player. Daryl Jackson is a good player. Thomas Castellanos had to be there. So, they got the right guys. They take 4 in that league. I think they got the right guys.
In college basketball, the Gators confirmed the game against Miami here in Jacksonville. The game will be played Sunday, November 16th at the arena. Game time and TV info will be released later. Tickets go on sale September 24th. It's an interesting choice. The Jaguars host the Chargers that day as well, so a fantastic sports day in store. You could go watch the Jaguars play and then go slide over to the arena and watch the national champs.
Yeah, which is what we're going to do. I mean, I will call the Jaguar, assuming the Jaguar game's a 1 o'clock game and doesn't get moved. I will call the Jaguar game, and I'm going to assume the basketball game's at night. I will slide right over and watch. I still think that's an odd choice. I still think, why not play it one night later, the Monday or the Tuesday? I can understand why you don't want to play it on Saturday because you're conflicted with college football, but I'm surprised you wouldn't play that Monday or Tuesday night. Why play it the exact same night Now there must be a TV. My guess is by now there's a TV arrangement that just hasn't been announced, and I would assume it's. I don't know what ESPN. They don't have. I don't know what they show on Sunday
I guess
nights.
they're counter programming Sunday Night Football.
Yeah,
so my guess it'll be on one of the ESPNs.
I would think, but again,
But no one's going to watch it. Everybody's going to be watching. If you're not at the game, most people, I would assume, are going to watch Sunday Night Football.
Well, correct, but it just seems like Monday or even Tuesday night when there's not football would make way more sense. So an odd choice for me.
Yeah, I agree. But it should be a good game.
But it's great having the defending champs here in town. That's a good thing.
Absolutely. The NCAA says expanding March Madness remains an option. Do you want to see the tournament expand beyond 68?
I do not. I think they've got the right number. I'm probably not a pound the pulpit, scream from the mountaintops, leave it alone guy like some of the members of the media are. But I don't think you're leaving the national champion home when you're at 68. I think the talk is 96. Is that the talk you're hearing the most?
Yeah.
I think the talk is 96. Look, it's great for more kids to get to play in the NCAA tournament, I suppose, but I would not have changed. I would not change it, and it's my hope that they do not.
Let's get to the NBA. Cooper Flagg scores 10 points on 5 of 21 shooting in his pro debut, but Flagg, the number 1 pick in the draft, did add 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and a block. So a fine defensive effort and good on the glass and distributing the ball. Tough night shooting, though, 5 of 21.
I watched the game. I watched a lot of it. Did you watch any of it?
I did not.
I watched a lot of it. He's smooth, and he's got great range, and he had a run-out dunk. But yeah, a little rough around the edges for him. Now, the guy that looked good was Bronny out of the gate. Bronny hit a 3 and a 2 to start the game. He looked way better than he ever looked in the real NBA last year.
Let's get it to golf. The Scottish Open is underway. Rory with a 5 under 65 today to get to 7 under for the event. He is tied for 6th heading into the weekend. The leader is Aaron Gotterup, who fired a sensational 9 under 61 to move to 11 under. Scotty Scheffler stalled a bit with a 2 under 68 to move to 5 under. Not bad, but he's T21 heading into the weekend.
And there are a lot of guys, man, that have gone low in this thing. If you look at the amount of players who are 6 under, have you seen how many players are at least 6 under par? Like 20 guys. So it'll be a lot of guys playing very well in Scotland.
Yeah, the cut was 1 under. U.S. Open champ J.J. Spaun and Colin Morikawa among the notables missing the cut. So a little extra time for them to prepare for the British Open in Royal Portrush.
Man, I was going to pick J.J. Spaun. Now I may have to think twice about it now. He was my guy.
Yeah. We'll see.
He's available, to all 3 of us.
He is available. No one has selected him.
Did you know that? I didn't know if you knew that.
Yeah. He's out there.
He's out there.
He is out there. JJ LaSelva on the clock.
And he may take him.
He may. It may
like his name.
Would anybody be shocked if JJ went JJ?
Not at all. Let's get it to tennis. It will be Alcaraz versus Sinner in the Wimbledon men's final. So a tournament with upsets early ends up with the top 2 seeds on the men's side meeting for the championship. Alcaraz is aiming for a 3-peat at the All England Club and 6th Grand Slam title. Sinner is going for major number 4. And again, both these young men in their early 20s.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier in the program. That's the new Federer and Nadal. That's the new Connors McEnroe. That's the new pick your era. 2 great players, and one of them is going to win maybe for the 3rd or the 4th straight time.
Let's get it to youth baseball. Walk-Off is offering free fall developmental youth leagues for ages 6 through 12. How do parents get their child involved?
Go to walkoffcharities.com. Practices. By the way, we're signing up coaches now, too. So if you want to coach, if you're a parent, you go through a little clinic that we put you through to help you learn to coach your kid, and then you can be one of the assistant coaches out there, and we'd love to have all the parents help that we can. Walkoffcharities.com. We're going to start practicing end of August, about when school starts. Games start the first part of September, just a 6-week league, and we'd love to have your young person get involved in fall baseball. It doesn't cost a thing. Sweet uniforms they get to keep, doesn't cost a thing. So go to walkoffcharities.com. We'd love to have you play in our league.
All right, great stuff. We will get you guys out on our musical note of the day. Today we honor the Black Eyed Peas as their single I Got a Feeling started a 14-week run atop the Billboard charts. This is how hot this band was 16 years ago. I Got a Feeling ended the band's 12-week run at number 1 with the song Boom Boom Pow. So the Black Eyed Peas were the 4th act to replace themselves at number 1 on the charts, joining the Beatles, Boyz II Men, and Outkast.
I saw them in a Super Bowl in Dallas. Great band. It is a great song. Really good song. Well done as always.
Thank you.
We'll be back with our picks. We got our British Open picks coming up. That's after this. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action Update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
NASCAR this weekend running at Sonoma, and Shane Van Gisbergen is the favorite to win Toyota's Save Mart 350, the Cup Series race. He is at plus 140. Kyle Larson has the second best odds at plus 600, followed by Michael McDowell plus 1,000, Chase Elliott at plus 1,200, and then Tyler Reddick, Ty Gibbs, and Chris Buescher are all sitting at plus 1,400. Kyle Larson does remain the betting favorite to win a Cup Series championship this year at plus 350. Christopher Bell with the second best odds at plus 550, then Ryan Blaney at plus 600, and Denny Hamlin at plus 650.
Earn cash back on your gaming transactions with the GBank Signature Visa Card at vsin.com/GBank. I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action Update on 1010XL.
Got a clogged drain that just won't quit? It's time to bring in the pros. Duck Duck Rooter.
I called Duck Duck Rooter for a clogged kitchen drain. They showed up fast and had it cleared in no time. No mess, no stress.
We've seen it all. Grease clogs, hairballs, mystery goo from the deep. Whatever's blocking your pipes, we'll get it flowing again. Call 904-862-6769 now to schedule your drain cleaning service. That's 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Big Chief Tire is always looking for ways to better serve the Jacksonville community we call home. Frank Frangie here. Starting Monday, June 16th, they're opening their 6th shop location in Mandarin, providing more Jacksonville residents with a locally owned auto repair business they can trust. Visit the new shop on San Jose Boulevard today for all your vehicle needs, including brake repair, new tires, and more. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule an appointment today.
This summer, you can beat the heat at Best Bet, your premier poker destination. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a first-time card player, you'll find a cool retreat from the summer heat with thrilling games, big payouts, and refreshing drinks. Join us for an unforgettable experience. Cool off and cash in at Best Bet. The stakes are high, the cards are hot, and your chance for fun is guaranteed. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, 2 locations in Jacksonville.
You can't go inside your home team's locker room, so Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline goes there for you.
Work on three, 1, 2, 3,
Hayes Carline here. Find my blog at 1010XL.com.
Brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing, where quality and experience count.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. With the weather now hot as can be, look ahead and get that backyard ready for fall with a new open air or screened-in enclosure. Maximize the space you have and make it great with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. They truly are the best in the business. So if you have the space and the idea, give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
1010XL is excited to support an evening of all-star fun as comedian David Spade joins MC and Gator basketball great Patrick Young to induct Olympic swimmers Nancy Hogshead and Ryan Murphy, golf legend Jim Furyk, and the iconic Lizard King into the Sawyer Sports Foundation's Jacksonville Sports Hall of Fame, presented by the Nimnick family of dealerships. Saturday, July 26th at the Community First Igloo. For single ticket and table sponsorship, go to JacksonvilleIceman.com.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
David here with Royal Pest Services. It's back. Our summer Centricon Termite Special. New installs begin as low as $249. And if you have existing Centricon, but your renewal is through the roof, we can transfer you to Royal at no cost. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool.
All right, today in the program, we talked about SEC Media Days. Next time I'm on the air, I'll be there. Hayes will be off the first 3 days of next week. He'll be back to join me on Thursday when I'm back in town. But I'll be at the SEC Media Days with Matt Hayes. We talked about which teams could collapse, which teams could thrive, what to expect from the quarterbacks who haven't played very much, Arch Manning and DJ Lagway. So we certainly talked about that today on the program. A little bit about home run derby and skills contest, a little bit about golf and tennis, and a whole lot more on our final show before the offseason sort of comes to an end. And that's where we've been over the course of the program today. All right, here's what happens now. Time for Loser Monday picks. So far, Loser Monday looks like this on the season. Hayes has not lost. He hadn't had to go to Bono's one time this year. JJ's lost twice. The Players' Championship and the NBA Finals. I've lost 3 times. The NCAA Tournament, the PGA, and the U.S. Open. So I've been extremely good in golf, which is good because here we go. We are going to pick, even though the Scottish Open is going on now and the British Open is not until next week, we won't be together until Thursday when it's underway. So we're going to make our picks now. JJ LaSelva, he hails from Central Ocala. He lost most recently. He cannot take Scotty Scheffler, Oberg, or Colin Morikawa. JJ, you were on the clock. Who do you like?
I wouldn't have taken any of those guys anyway. I was Scheffler. I don't know if this is like his best major tournament. And I really was thinking about taking Rory, but he missed the cut last time they played at Royal Portrush. And if we're doing another golf tournament, I would like to save him if I could. So I am taking a guy who won't be in that tournament, Jon Rahm.
Downtown Johnny Rahm. I'd be lying if I said he wasn't on my radar as well, but he is gone. Jon Rahm playing very well. There you go. I am picking next. I was hoping that's not who you would pick, but you did. I think Hayes wants to pick Xander Schauffele, so I'm tempted to pick him just to mess up Hayes. Yep, I'm going to pick Xander Schauffele. So there you go.
Savage.
So, but I think he's the next best guy. Hayes, you are on the clock. Hayes, by the way, I couldn't take Scheffler, DeChambeau, or Rory. Hayes cannot take Scheffler, Morikawa, or DeChambeau. Who do you like?
I will take Rory McIlroy, please.
How about you, huh? All right, Rory McIlroy for Hayes Carline. So there you go. Hayes has Rory. I've got Shoffley. JJ's got John Rahm. And who I was really between, and I would have taken Rahm, by the way, Shoffley and Robert McIntyre. Robert McIntyre's played really well of late.
He just barely made the cut today, but he has been good.
He's played very well, so I really looked at McIntyre, but Xander Shoffley's the So there you go, Rahm, Shoffley, and Rory McIlroy. Those are our picks.
That's going to be a good one.
That'll be a lot of fun, absolutely. All right, you're heading to Boston. Tell me about the trip.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Seeing a Red Sox game on Sunday. I think it's like a 1:35 start. They're playing the Rays. So it should be a fun time in Fenway, and just enjoying the city. And we went there last year, and I really enjoyed it. And obviously, Gene's son John works there, and so we have a great time. Be great restaurants, great sightseeing things, and a ball game on Sunday.
You've been to Fenway, but not for baseball, for a
Correct.
concert.
Yep, saw the Foo Fighters there last summer at Fenway, so it was great being in the park, but I can't wait for an actual baseball game and the sights and smells and everything.
Baseball at Fenway is really cool. JJ, you experienced it for the first time this year, right?
I did just a couple months ago. It was phenomenal. We did a Friday and a Saturday night game. We sat in the outfield, one game behind home plate, the other game. Very small, quaint, I guess is the word, and it's like right in the neighborhood. It's everything I thought it would be, and it's well kept. It's not dirty, and it doesn't really seem like you're in a 100-year-old ballpark. Actually, I love it. And Boston, go to the North End. Just in general, Boston, great drinking town, great just food town. I freaking love that place. You're gonna have a ball.
Yeah, I've been you've been a number of times to Boston. I've been many times, and I've been to Fenway many times, and it never disappoints. I mean, it really. And I will tell you, of course, you just went for the concert. But JJ just found this out. When you walk, and based on where you park, you can park kind of across the interstate or across the freeway to UMass, or you can park closer. There's a bunch of different places to park. It's kind of in town. But depending on where you park, when you walk up to Fenway, and again, it's not like you haven't been there, but you haven't been there for baseball, there's the majesty of the monster is real. It's 37.5 feet into the air, and it's green. I mean, it's a bright green. And so until you see it, because you've heard about it forever. I mean, there's nobody goes to Fenway that hasn't heard about the Green Monster. So to see it is pretty amazing. I'm telling you, it's pretty amazing to walk in there and to really see the Green Monster. And again, you've been for a concert, but it's pretty amazing to see it for the first time. It really is.
It is. I would definitely recommend anybody that's a fan of sports or entertainment, because they obviously have concerts there too. But yeah, it was fantastic. I mean, we really enjoyed it, and you will be at SEC Media Days. Who do you think you'll pick to be in the SEC title game?
The Gators.
Yeah,
I think I like the Gators.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Gators
It could happen.
to beat Texas. Actually, to beat them comfortably in that game. I'm looking forward to going up there. I really am. I would think Georgia and Texas will be the teams most people pick, and I probably will as well, to be in that game. They have the most good players, I think. But I've been saying this all along, and Matt Hayes and I will be up there. By the way, just so you know, we've announced our new lineup. So you know the lineup. The primetime guys go back to noon. So it'll be a primetime at noon. Matt, Joe, and Leon, noon to 2. The new helmets and heels, Lauren Taylor and Tommy Mack, who's such a good dude. I mean, he's a perfect guy. And I told Tommy he's going to be great on that show. So he wore the helmet, they wear the heels, and it's going to be helmets and heels with Lauren Taylor and Tommy Mack. So that's going to be a lot of fun now that that's been announced. And we're certainly looking forward to our show in the afternoon. So Matt and I will be on the road doing all the shows, as many as we can, from SEC Media Days. I really do believe this. I told you this before. I really do believe after you get beyond Texas and Georgia, who should be the top picks, there's so much intrigue that LSU, Alabama, Florida, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Oklahoma with John Mateer, that's 6 schools that have really high hopes. South Carolina may have one of the best quarterbacks they've ever had in Lenore Sellers. They've got high hopes. Texas A&M feels like at some point they're turning the corner under Mike Elko. There's a lot of that. Yeah, and even the 2 teams at the top that I think will get the votes, you got Arch Manning, who's barely played. He's just thrown so many. He's thrown 9 touchdown passes in his life in the college level. And you got Georgia, who doesn't know what it's got at quarterback. Ryan Puglisi could be their quarterback. It may not be Gunnar Stockton. So I think there's a ton of I really believe this, Hayes. There always is. There's a ton of intrigue in that league this year, and this could be a year when we get to November and close to December, you go, I can't believe they're in first or second place, and I can't believe they tumbled. I really think it could be that kind of year.
Yeah, absolutely. SEC Media Days, it reminds me of the time a few years ago we were there, and the Houston Chronicle broke the story that Texas and Oklahoma were joining the league, like on day 2 of SEC Media Days.
Right.
And to see the swarm of reporters around Greg Sankey as he tried, because he's very public all week.
Yeah.
I mean, he's walking around, at least in Alabama. I haven't covered one in Atlanta.
Right.
But he's very visible.
Right.
And that was just such a peculiar hour of being in our business in terms of, like, first off, it was like, is this real?
Yeah.
It's the Houston Chronicle. It's a pretty reputable,
right,
institution here. And then, Sankey kind of tried to fend it off and then was like, there's just no chance. And then basically the cat was out of the bag that here come the Longhorns and Sooners to the SEC. I mean, it was one of the most monumental stories in college athletics that's broken in the last decade.
And it started everything. It started all of it. So yeah,
it was out of the blue.
It really was. And so and that got it all going. Texas, this wasn't you just went and got Missouri and Arkansas,
right? Or
you Missouri and A&M. This wasn't South Carolina and Arkansas. This was Texas and Oklahoma. That's what made the story. If you saw a breaking story from someone less reputable, and you heard rumors on X or Twitter as it was then, that Missouri and A&M might be coming to the SEC, you'd say, yeah, maybe. If you had heard that rumor that Texas and Oklahoma, you would think it was one of these crazy things that Mike Florio likes to throw out there.
Right.
That really, Mike's one of these guys that just likes to throw crazy stuff out there, and you would have thought it was one of those stories. But because we were there when it broke, there were no denials. That was the thing. Sankey didn't boldly deny. And that's so it has been crazy.
Maybe something like that will unfold while you're over there. Some crazy breaking story. It certainly could happen with the way college sports is now. I mean, who's to say Greg Sankey won't get up there in front of reporters and say, where the Big Ten and SEC are exploring doing our own thing. Who knows?
The history of that thing is pretty cool. And I'll tell the story next week. But the history of the SEC Media Days, they started in '85. I went for the first time in '88. So I didn't go 85, 86, or 87. I went to the fourth one. I was covering Georgia for the Times-Union then. And the very next year, I was doing radio with Jay Solomon, and we all said, why don't we go do our shows from there? And someone said, you think we? Yeah, well, it was at Birmingham Civic Center downtown, the Sheridan. Let's go to the Casey's. We'll go right outside the sports bar. And Jay Solomon and David Lamb and I, we went there and did our shows. I think Sam Kavaris was on the show with us, but I don't think he traveled with us. And we went and did the show, and all these other radio guys and newspaper guys, well, what are you guys doing? Well, we're doing our show live from here. And the coaches would come over and be on, and people looked at us like, we were the first ones. 9:30 was the first station to do, and that's a pretty cool idea. The next year, Jocks was there, the WJOX in Birmingham, and there were 2 stations there. So in 89, there was 1 station there, us. 90, there were 2 stations there. By 90,
and that was Feinbaum, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, Feinbaum was on in the mornings, but it was his station.
Mm-hmm.
So, and so they were there, and then probably by 91, 92, 93, there was 5, 6, 10 stations there, and by 95, there were probably 50. And we were the first station to go
really
live from SEC Media Days. And we had not even become an all sports station yet. It was WCRJ or whatever they called it. It was an AM station. The only talk show was ours. And then in 91 at 9:30, we became the 9th all sports station in the country, and one of the real pioneers in the industry here in Jack. I really believe that. And so David Lamb was doing mornings, and Jay was doing afternoons, and then by 92 I was doing middays, and then because I had started on a different station in '88, and then by 93 I was doing the afternoons, or at 94 I guess I was doing afternoons. So, but I've been I was thinking about this. So in '88. Through 2001, I went to every one of them. In 2002, I didn't go because we were switching radio stations. We were switching from 930 to 1460 and kind of rebuilding our brand. So I did not go in 02. Then went from 03 through 19, and then nobody went in the COVID year.
Right.
And so, and then I've been ever since. So my take has been 88 through 01. Didn't go in 02. 03 through 19. None of us went in 20, and then been ever since. So I don't know how many more I'll go to. Okay, that might be. I might have my fill. Okay, I think it's 37.
Yeah,
I think this is 37 of them. So I might have had my fill. But
that's awesome.
But it's been a wonderful run, and we've really had a great time covering that, and we've done it for many years. And it does in my mind it does kick off football season. You know, it does. I mean, it always has been.
Yeah, we don't do this in the NFL.
No. But but it also it's almost like a prelude to training camp.
Sure.
Because it's back in the day, it was all college football until the mid '90s when the Jags came along. Well, as much Gators as we've always talked and always will talk, the Jaguars are still story one in Jacksonville. So the minute we get back from SEC, remember now the college teams don't practice till like August 7th, August 5th or 6th, 7th, whatever it is. So the minute you get back from the SEC Media Days, you turn the page and it's NFL football. And I think that's the way it'll feel. Think about this. I'm back next Wednesday, which will be what? That'll be the 17th, 16th. So I'm back Thursday, which will be the 17th. The rookies report on the 19th. So that's
it's here.
Yeah, it is here.
I mean, it's here, and you know, it's a special time because it feels like they may have something.
Yeah.
And we felt that before, and it hasn't panned out. But this feels different than any kind of incarnation of Jaguars football that they've had, at least since I started covering them in 2013. So
yeah, well, I agree with you.
Hopefully, a new dawn of success is getting ready to be ushered in.
Yeah, we'll see if they're good. What we do know is it's bold and exciting and new. That part we know. There's no getting around the fact that it is really all of that. All right, let's say hello to Rick Below.
Now, the 2-minute drill on 1010XL.
You got a fun trip coming up. That's the word on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about it.
It's it's going to be one of those impromptu type of trips. We're going to kind of go with the flow.
Yeah.
But we're going to put a lot of miles on it. Think Griswold. Okay. Think not really knowing where you're going.
All right.
Think that I got a designated driver and a GF who doesn't drink, and a Lush on the other side with a 6-year-old granddaughter. So
let me
keep them entertained. I can play 9 holes here, 9 holes there.
Let me give you the play-by-play. Okay, Rick kind of skirted the issue. Rick and his wonderful girlfriend Cindy, who's a sweetheart, and her granddaughter, they go to like Montana. Okay,
Colorado first.
Okay, they drive 12 trillion miles until Rick finds a golf course.
Nope.
Then he goes and plays golf. And Cindy and her granddaughter go have a wonderful time, and then they come pick Rick up, and then they drive 12 trillion more miles. Right. And that's like is that right? That's kind of the week,
That's
right?
kind of it. You know, we're going to hit Mount Rushmore and Yellowstone. We're going to do all that, but her name is Dakota, so we're going to hit South Dakota.
I heard.
We know that. We don't know if we'll get to North.
We met Dakota during the break, and she looks like she's very excited about it.
And I guess, Cindy's got everything. She's got the itinerary and all that, but I guess from where we're going to be in one of the states, I haven't looked at the map in a while. I don't know if it's changed, but Nebraska's only like 11 miles away. I'm like, we got to hit Nebraska. I got to scratch that one off. I don't see me just going to Nebraska.
Right.
So let's knock this one out. I'll play some Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska, all about serial killers, so I'll be in my element. And then we're going to Montana for 3 days, and we are planning on going through Idaho.
Yeah.
And possibly Wyoming.
You're gonna have a big time.
Yeah, playing golf with a good buddy of mine from Jacksonville Sunday in Colorado. So that's it. I know we're flying into Colorado and flying out of Montana.
When do you leave?
We're leaving tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay, so you guys both are on the road tomorrow. Boston.
Oh, you out too?
He's going to Boston.
Are you?
He's going to see baseball at Fenway. Is what he's going to see.
You're going to have a fun time.
Yeah, I can't wait.
What's on the show tonight?
We got a lot going on tonight. John Shipley's going to wrap up camp with me. My buddy Rick Shoemaker from Cimarron. Take a look at the Genesis Scottish Open and really all the heavy hitters playing this year a week before the British Open. So we'll get his thought on the philosophy to play a links course before next week, and a couple other things that are going on in the world of golf, and the latest on the Jags. So all that's coming up.
All right, Rick Ballou goes
See
in
you guys.
tonight. Rick, have a great trip, by the way, too. And you too, Hayes. Have a wonderful time.
You
You're gonna have a big time. I'll be at SEC's. We'll be back here together on Thursday. We'll be on the air. Matt Hayes will be joining me some. We'll be on the air live from SEC Media Days. Matt and I both on Monday. Hope you enjoy it. We're out of here. Don't go anywhere. Rick's next. This 1010XL and 92.5 FM.